All right, that's a 12 on the die, plus my modifier of 11. 2 plus 1. Oh, I'm so bad at math! You don't have to rush. We've got all afternoon to play. No, don't you understand? It would take me all afternoon to add 12 plus 11. I'm so bad at math. It's adding two two-digit numbers. I'm sure if you wrote it down, it would only take you a minute. Yes, a whole minute. That's bad. It's really not a big deal. And writing things down is cheating. You have a character sheet in front of you for this exact purpose. No, if I were good at math, I would not have to write it down. Being good at math really isn't part of the game. The game is literally called Math Finder. Look, here's a calculator app on my phone. You can use it to... No, using a calculator is even worse cheating. My uncle's a math teacher and he uses a calculator all the time. Cheating! This phone costs $700, by the way. I can't even count to 700. Who said anything about counting? The math gods have cursed me. Well, what if you play a spellcaster and then I have to do the rolling? Then I'd have to count spell slots and focus points and staff charges. They have apps for that too, you know. Cheating! Okay, well, sorry everybody. It looks like we're not going to be able to finish this combat. But we have 900 experience points. A low threat encounter is worth 60 experience points. A trivial threat encounter is worth 40. So at a rate of 3 rounds per encounter and 10 minutes per round, we could level up in just an hour. What? 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 Hi, I'm Dr. Lane from Let's Code Physics, and here are 5 reasons you're not bad at math. Reason number 1, the thing you think you're bad at isn't really math. Believe it or not, mathematicians don't spend much time adding together two-digit numbers. In fact, they barely spend any time adding at all. Math is about describing patterns and then using those descriptions to find bigger patterns and then even bigger patterns. Math is also about using numbers to describe things in the real world. But even then, we don't usually do the math ourselves. We offload that work to a computer. Which brings me to reason number 2, I know you're not bad at math. You're probably depriving yourself of support tools. If you hang out with a mathematician for any longer than about 5 minutes, you'll find out they're often the first one to reach for a calculator. That's because mathematicians aren't any better than you at adding together two-digit numbers, or dividing and finding a remainder, or calculating the tip at a restaurant. Mathematicians know there are more important things to spend our brain cycles on, so we use a calculator so that our brains can focus on more important things, like what to order for dessert. Reason number 3 you're not bad at math. You're not bad, you just don't have a lot of practice. There's really no such thing as being good at something or bad at something. Ask any professional athlete, musician, or mathematician, and they'll tell you that the difference is time spent practicing. If you're doing something that you've never done before or that you don't do frequently, no one can reasonably expect you to excel at it. For example, it's not reasonable for me to feel bad about not being great at playing soccer because I haven't tried to play soccer since Jurassic Park was in theaters. And I mean the first one. Reason number 4 you're not bad at math. You're probably great at math when it counts. Caring about something usually means you're willing to spend more time on it, or to reach for a support tool like a calculator. That doesn't mean you'll always feel confident about what you're doing, but there's nothing wrong with taking extra time to double check your work, especially when it's something that you care about. And the 5th reason that I know you're not bad at math is because if you're experienced enough to assess your own skill level, then you're probably better at it than you think. The Kruger-Dunning effect gets touted a lot on the internet. In short, people who aren't practiced in a skill set like mathematics usually aren't well versed enough to evaluate their own skill level. This means that people who don't know what they're doing tend to be overconfident. But the flip side is that people who do know what they're doing tend to be underconfident. So if you feel like you're not great at math, then you probably do know enough to do the things that you need. And that's 14 damage. Hey, on 3d6, that's above average. What?